Welcome back, YouTube. My name is Tayvikes28, and we are live once again here in the Toronto Huskies franchise. A few things to open this thing up. Before we do anything, let me check my audio.
A few things.
So audio sounds all right on my side. Hopefully it's coming through well for you guys. But I'm going to just open this up on a slightly somber note and say the main reason that I am deciding to record today is simply that, you know, given everything that's going on right now, for those of you that may not know, there's been lots of shootings and various things. Certain political figures have been taken down and whatnot, and I don't want to get into all that, but I just figured it would be nice to have something that brings a little bit of happiness, you know, and for me, it's something as simple as playing some Madden, commentating over a simple game that I get a lot of enjoyment out of. And I'm lucky that I can do this, but it just really puts into perspective, given everything that's going on, how lucky a lot of us are. So just, I guess my opening statement today is just enjoy what you have while you have it. But anyways, let's move on from the somber note and jump into this thing. So, like I mentioned, this is the Toronto Huskies franchise. We are once again live, and for those of you that may be new here or recurring, I'm going to open it up like I always do. The Toronto Huskies franchise is not your usual franchise. It is what I call a sim-based franchise. What that means is this is a team-building exercise. We do not control what happens on the football field during the game. What that means is you will see every play, every snap from every single game, but I am not going to be playing as our team. We will be watching a sim-based computer versus computer, and you might think that's not very fun, but it is extremely fun when you're the one who is building the team and can see your creation go to work on the football field. So that is what we do here in this Toronto Huskies franchise. We started out as nothing, as an expansion franchise that had nothing but practice squad players, and now we are here 4 years later. This is the beginning of year 4, and in week 1 of year 4, we came out with a win. And despite what the record, or excuse me, not the record, but the score says there, 28-25 win, it was not quite as close as that may suggest. There was a huge fourth quarter comeback by the Raiders that fell short, but it was 28-10 at one point. So it was a very, for the most part, dominant victory by your Toronto Huskies. All three facets of the game working well together. And so now we open up week 2 against the Carolina Panthers, battle of the undefeateds here in week number 2. And another home game for your Huskies playing at the Den. Very excited to see how this turns out. But let me show you the roster for our opponents real quick. And the Panthers actually have a pretty solid roster in here, believe it or not. The quarterback is the one thing that's probably lacking a little bit. They have veteran Teddy Bridgewater coming in here. Not a very strong arm or anything like that, but a good game manager, and maybe he will be doing just enough for this Panthers team to win because they have Christian McCaffrey, 99 overall CMC, and he's going to probably be a little bit of a problem for our defense. It's going to be reliant very heavily on our defensive front and linebackers to come downhill and tackle that man in the open field, which is quite a thing to ask. And then obviously they have Kenyon Drake as the number 2 back. And receivers, they have DJ Moore, superstar receiver, and then they've got Curtis Samuel, who's been progressing fairly well in here, veteran Robbie Anderson, and they did draft the rookie Rayshawn Loud, who we looked at and we knew was going to be pretty solid, and so they drafted him as well. And then they've got Gerald Everett at tight end. The offensive line, though, is something that I think this defensive front can take advantage of. They've got a pretty lackluster offensive line, as you can see here. A lot of veterans, and honestly, most of them not very good. Taylor Moton is their best offensive lineman, and that's kind of the only one that seems to be decent. And then in terms of their defensive front, this is going to be a much better defensive unit than what we faced in week 1. They've got Josh Allen, formerly of the Jacksonville Jaguars, and so he is out there playing for them. They've got backup Gregory Rousseau, 2 superstar left ends, and they have another superstar at right end in Brian Burns, and then another superstar at defensive tackle in Sheldon Rankins. So this is going to be a very, very solid defensive front for this Carolina Panthers squad. And then in terms of their second level, they've got Markel Lee, Shaq Thompson, another superstar, and then Matthew Adams. So the outside linebackers are a little weak, but then at cornerback, they've got Dante Jackson, Jeff Okuda, and superstar Marcus Adams. So a very deep cornerback room here for the Carolina Panthers. And then at safety, they've got young player Antoine Winfield Jr. and Keanu Neal, another superstar. So this defense is absolutely star-studded for this Carolina Panthers unit. But we have a star-studded defense of our own. So the question becomes, which defense will come out on top? But I think it's which offense will actually come out on top in this one, because one offense will be able to succeed and one will not, and that'll be the deciding factor in this game. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this thing. As you see here, we do have the overall lead there slightly over the Carolina Panthers, but overall doesn't mean much of anything in these games. So, here in week number 2, for your Carolina Panthers, your Toronto Huskies, playing host to the Carolina Panthers, coming up north here into the cold to see what's going on in Toronto, and your Huskies are primed and ready for battle. Very excited to see what week 2 has in store. Your commentators are not those two. My name is TayBikes28, and I'll be commentating your game today. Very excited to see how this goes for your Huskies, considering they are coming into this game undefeated, playing another undefeated team, and an opportunity to really jump out to a great start for this Huskies team in year number 4. And a chance to prove that they can compete with some solid teams. Carolina looks like they have a very solid team, and I have no doubt that they are ready to go. But, as you see there, veteran Travis Kelce coming off of a week 1 in which he had 2 touchdowns, found the end zone multiple times, and was a key factor in that win. As you see there, 4 grabs over 50 yards, long a 22 that went for a touchdown. So very, very excited to see him. And you see Mike Zimmer is across on the other side, a veteran coach out there, former Minnesota Vikings head coach, is now with Carolina, and he is known for his very, very solid defensive play. So we will have to see if that translates here to what looks and appears to be a very good defense that Carolina has. But we won't know until we see what is in store. So we'll start this thing off with a kickoff from Carolina, as your Toronto Huskies will receive this one and return out past the 22, the 25, and that is where this Huskies squad will start their first drive, as Trevor Nickerson, the third-year quarterback, coming off of a very clean game in week number 1, and that's what we want to see from him. Third-year player, much improved from his rookie season now, and someone who's really starting to settle into this Toronto offense. As he starts off in the gun here, moving around the pocket, throwing underneath to his running back out of the backfield there, and a reception, gain of 9 yards, as that is the rookie LaMarcus Holloway, who is going to get some work here in this one, as he's splitting carries with none other than Travis Etienne, who you saw there on that first down carry that went for a first down, or excuse me, second down carry that went for a first down. And they are both in the spotlight at running back because of an injury to Aaron Jones in the preseason, in which he will be missing the first 5 games of the season or so. So big shoes to fill here in this offense, as you see another carry there on first down going for a couple. And looking at this offense, it's very similar to a season ago. The offensive line is the same in terms of the playmakers. Obviously, the running backs are a little different, and the signing of Jerry Jeudy paid off big in week number 1, as he led the Toronto Huskies in receiving, having, I believe it was 4 or 5 grabs. It was 5 grabs, if I'm not mistaken, in week number 1. Or 4 grabs for 50-plus yards, as he actually outpaced CeeDee Lamb, the number 1 receiver. So we were unsure as to what Jerry Jeudy would bring to this offense, but for right now, it appears to be a very good number 2 presence in this offense. So here, setting up on a 3rd and 4 at the 43, we have a bunch set to the right-hand side. Nickerson takes the snap, has some time throwing over there to the right side, complete for a first down. And going into plus territory and getting out of bounds at the 38 is Keontae Bonds, gain of 18 yards there and a first down, as the former number 2 receiver now slotted in at number 3 on this offense, showing that he still can make an impact in these games when given the opportunity. And it is really nice to see this offense really find their footing in week number 1, as we weren't sure what to expect, and it seems to me that, wow, that was a very dangerous pass, as Trevor Nickerson was about to get clobbered as he went to hit that pass, and it just kind of floated into the air, as you get a completion here on second down going for a first down. Another Keontae Bonds sighting. Nice to see him getting some work here in this one. But you saw that he almost led them into an interception there on that previous play. But this time, finding his man out there in the open field, as despite the fact that this defensive front is pretty solid, I think that right now this Toronto Huskies squad has a very good game plan, getting the ball out of none other than Trevor Nickerson's hands very quickly to really mitigate this pass rush. And a nice handoff up the gut, some room getting inside the 10 is Travis Etienne, setting up a first and goal here. And a nice start to the game for this Huskies offense. And it's what we've really needed to see a little more, coming off of the last couple seasons where the offense has really been holding back this Toronto team, and this year seems to finally be clicking for the first time ever, as we have another handoff here up the gut, only a gain of about a yard there on first down, setting up another opportunity here with second and goal in I formation, and it's going to be a handoff up the gut. Trying to bounce it outside is Etienne, who gets a handful, that was Tay Myers, actually, the power back, who did have a fumble in week number 1, the rookie power back. So now third and goal at the 6-yard line. Nickerson takes this snap, and pressure up the middle, and he goes down. I believe that is Cameron Hayes, if I'm not mistaken. So that is 4th and goal at the 11-yard line now. And big sack there, as Nickerson just didn't seem to have anyone open, and time ran out eventually. As you see, Nickerson was scanning the field, waiting, and just didn't see anyone available to get the ball out of his hands. And it's unfortunate that we're getting a field goal here, because that's something that this offense did way too much a season ago, is settle for field goals when they were right on the verge of getting into the end zone. So we want to see a few more finished drives this year, and that's something they were able to do in week 1, is finish a lot of their drives. So very important something that we have to look at throughout this game to see if Toronto can turn that around. But right now they take the lead 3-0 after that Josh Lambo field goal. So Carolina now gets the ball, returning this out past the 25 up to the 30-yard line. Really solid return there by this Carolina specials team unit. And now we have Teddy Bridgewater coming out after a solid week 1 in which he protected the football. No turnovers there in week number 1, and really isn't asked to do a whole lot in this offense. He's more of a game manager than anything, but he does have some ability. As you see there, a nice handoff that goes in the backfield for Christian McCaffrey, as a couple of Toronto players, including Earl Thomas, who, by the way, what a signing, as it was a kind of a gamble for this Toronto Huskies squad to bring in Earl Thomas, the veteran, because they already had Jalen Thompson, who played well last year. And I think it was a great signing because in week 1, Earl Thomas had a forced fumble and a blocked punt in week number 1. And another handoff going backwards again. And this time it's Micah Parsons with the tackle in the backfield on Christian McCaffrey. And if we can continue to do this all day long and really hold Christian McCaffrey to limited yardage, that is how we defeat this Carolina offense. So now they are in 3rd and long, and Teddy Bridgewater is in a position that he is not wanting to be in at 3rd and 13 at the 27-yard line. He's going to take the snap, fake to the running back, under a little bit of pressure, throwing deep downfield, and that is knocked down right there, and that will be a 3 and out for Carolina's offense. So this Toronto defense right now flexing their muscles, showing what they can do, as I believe that was intended for DJ Moore, the number 1 receiver, but Earl Thomas was right there continuing to make an impact on this defense. And I think that right now Earl Thomas was probably the best, maybe the best signing in the offseason that this Toronto Huskies team made. So now big punt here, but a solid return from Travis Etienne, getting up past the 25 to the 29 and getting out of bounds there. So now Toronto coming back out here, an opportunity to open up this lead to maybe double digits pending this drive, seeing if they can get into the end zone. Nickerson, empty backfield here as he throws over the middle. That is caught wide open. That is a nice 20-yard gain there as Jonnu Smith, the number 2 tight end, making an impact. And it is really nice this Toronto team has the ability to play in multiple types of different sets because of the playmakers that they have. Obviously, they have plenty of wide receivers, and now they also, well, not now, but for the last season or two, ever since Travis Kelce came in, they have 2 viable tight ends as well. And now they put a man in motion from left to right. Nickerson under center. It's going to be a handoff here. Getting a couple of yards into plus territory is Travis Etienne. Setting up a 2nd and 7 here as Jeff Okudah makes the tackle. And now it's going to be a delayed handoff to Etienne, who has a little bit of yardage and getting up to, or excuse me, that was LaMarcus Holloway, getting up past the first down marker and getting tackled at the 40-yard line. Holloway showing off his skills. And Holloway is more known as a pass-catching back, actually, but he does have some good ability to run the football, and he really is trying to establish himself as someone for the future. So now 1st and 10 at the 40, another handoff here. Getting this one outside is LaMarcus Holloway once again, showing that he does have enough speed to bounce these plays outside, getting 8 yards on 1st down. And now a fake to the running back here on 2nd, and under pressure is Nickerson, who goes down, as that is Josh Allen with the sack, and that is going to be a big loss, 8 yards, going back to the original line of scrimmage here. As you see, Nickerson just had nowhere to go. Allen looked almost unblocked, practically. Big hit on Nickerson, so that is going to be setting up a 3rd and 10 at the 40-yard line. They need to get a couple to into field goal range, and they get more than a couple there as we have CeeDee Lamb getting inside the 20 down to the 16, gain of 25, and that is what we like to see, that downfield passing game, something that this Toronto team has not done much over the last couple seasons, and it's what I've been calling for the last season and a half, is just more downfield passing, because when you do that, it opens up a lot of other things for your team. And so here we are, 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line in the red zone, putting a man in motion here. And Nickerson takes the snap, throws over the middle, complete. Gain of 4 yards there, as that is Jerry Jeudy's first catch of the day, going for 4. It's now 2nd and 6 in I formation at the 12-yard line. Handoff up the gut. Big hit there on Travis Etienne, but holds on to the ball, going down at the 10. So now it is 3rd and 5 at the 10-yard line here. Nickerson takes a snap over the middle. That is caught and into the end zone. Touchdown, Huskies. That is Jonnu Smith, the number 2 tight end, showing he still can be a starter if given the opportunity. And just like that, he has already made an impact. 2 catches on that drive, including the game, well, I was going to say game tying, but it's actually a big lead here for Toronto as they go up by 10 here, pending the extra point. And just like that, Toronto jumps out to another early lead, and something that we really never saw from Toronto in past seasons. They always seem to be playing from behind, so it's nice to see that this offense can give them bigger opportunities for this defense to really come home after the quarterback. As you see, Trevor Nickerson was perfect on that drive. That's what we like to see. 57 yards, no incompletions, and a touchdown. As you get a decent return here from Carolina's special teams unit, getting out to the 26. They're going to start off 1st and 10, empty backfield for Teddy Bridgewater, as he's going to take this snap under pressure and trying to get the ball out, but can't do it. Quincy Williams, the now veteran on this defense, it feels like, getting home for a sack, as he started off, when he first came to this team, he was the leader, I would say, in terms of leader in sacks and a huge impactful force coming off the edge, but he doesn't get to do that very much anymore. They use him more of as a stand-up linebacker now, who occasionally gets in to do some pass rushing, and that time he proved he can still rush the passer, as he gets a nice sack there to end the first quarter, as Toronto is up 10-zip on Carolina and pushing them further back here to end the first quarter. So now it is 2nd and 16 from the 20-yard line, as Teddy Bridgewater's in the gun here. He's going to hand off to McCaffrey, who gets a little bit of yardage, but not a whole lot. Gain of 5, almost getting back to the line of scrimmage. So now 3rd and 12, empty backfield. Bridgewater going 5 wide with this offense, as he takes this snap and throwing over the middle. That is caught, and DJ Moore getting up into the 37-yard line and good enough for a first down. That is the first completion of the day to DJ Moore here, and I believe first completion in general for Carolina. As you see, it looks like there's just a little miscommunication on the defense there as to who had DJ Moore, and that was just enough to give Carolina an opening to get that first down. So now 1st and 10 at the 37. It's going to be a handoff. McCaffrey getting some yardage here and making people miss into plus territory, past the 50 to the 47. And all of a sudden, this offense in Carolina really is starting to get going. And that is something we do not want to see, is Christian McCaffrey getting some good runs, because he is the powerhouse of this offense. As you see, that was Earl Thomas getting his ankles broken by Christian McCaffrey there. So now it is 1st and 10 at the 47. Got some extra big men out there, but it is going to be a quick throw outside, actually, as this one's completed for a first down, as that was Curtis Samuel's first catch on the day. So now 1st and 10 at the 36 here. Outside once again, and I believe that was caught. No gain, though, on the play. So now 2nd and 10 at the 36 as Bridgewater continuing to play out of the gun. And a fake to the running back here as he's got some pressure coming off the edge, and that is going to be a sack by Micah Parsons, the leader in sacks from his rookie season a year ago, and trying to do it once again with this Toronto team, finding a way to get home to Teddy Bridgewater and really push them out of field goal range. And that is a huge play there for this Huskies defense, as all of a sudden this Panthers offense is needing to get some yardage to have an attempt at a field goal even. And so now it is 3rd and 16 from the 43 as Bridgewater is trying to set up a screen pass but unable to get it out there. Didn't have enough time to wait for it to develop as he just threw it into the ground there. And all of a sudden, Carolina is actually going to go for this field goal attempt. A 60-yard attempt here. And it is well short there as Toronto, all of a sudden, this defense is not only coming alive, but really showing off what they are made of. As you see, no points on the board for Carolina despite the good start to that drive. You see Mike Zimmer unhappy on the sideline, and Trevor Nickerson having a good start to his day as he comes out onto the football field. Over 100 yards, a touchdown, only one incompletion. So now 1st and 10 at midfield here, as it's going to be a fake to the running back and throwing outside, but overthrowing his intended target is Trevor Nickerson. He may have gotten a little flustered as a man was practically in his face before the running back made the block. Good block there by the running back. So there's Travis Etienne going backwards. Loss of 3 on that play as Marquel Lee comes through and makes the tackle in the backfield. So all of a sudden, Toronto might be giving up a great opportunity here to score if they are not able to get some yardage here on 3rd down, as they are sitting at 3rd and 13. Bunch set to the left-hand side here for this offense. Nickerson takes the snap, throws over the middle. It is complete, but really nowhere to go for LaMarcus Holloway as he gets about 4 yards on that completion. And just like that, it looks like it's going to be a 3 and out for this Toronto offense. So now Matt Hawk getting ready to punt this one away, as it appears to be a pretty good punt. Going out of bounds at the 4-yard line. Matt Hack has been a great addition to this Toronto team many years ago now, as he has just been pinning people deep year in and year out. And just like that, Carolina's got their backs against the wall to start this thing off at the 4-yard line. Bridgewater under center, and it's going to be a quick throw here. It is complete outside and getting pushed backwards, and actually going, they started out with the reception at about the 7 or 8 yard line and gets pushed back a couple times in a row, and all of a sudden that is a loss in yardage actually by Gerald Everett, who breaks a couple tackles and should have just went down, because that actually lost them about 5 yards on that play. So what a play by this Toronto defense. So now it is 2nd and 12 at the 3-yard line. Fake to the running back here. Bridgewater needs to get rid of the ball, and he's just going to take off here and getting outside, getting something, making sure he doesn't take that safety. Getting back to the original line of scrimmage here. So actually it's 3rd and 9 at the 5. As Bridgewater under pressure here, and he goes down, and that is in the end zone for a safety. Micah Parsons just being an absolute demon on the outside of this offensive line, and he's going up against their very best offensive lineman in Taylor Moton, and it does not matter. I talked about how this front four could really make a big impact in this game against this weaker offensive line, and that's exactly what is happening here to start this one off, as Toronto now up 12-0, as you get a little bit of a return here from, I believe that was LaMarcus Holloway, actually, on the safety punt return. So now it is 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line, and Toronto up multiple scores now with an opportunity to extend this lead to maybe even a 3-score lead here. And it's going to be a fake to the running back to start this thing off on 1st down, going deep here as it is one-on-one and incomplete, as it looks like both the receiver and the cornerback just lost that ball in the sun, as that was intended for CeeDee Lamb. And a handoff up the gut here on 2nd down. Nice yardage there by LaMarcus Holloway, finding the gap, getting 8 yards on 2nd down, setting up a much more manageable 3rd and 2 here in I formation. And a quick throw here as he had pressure coming off the edge, did Nickerson, and it is actually incomplete though, despite getting the ball out of his hands in enough time to find his intended target, but the target was unable to make that contested catch there. Good play by this defensive unit by Carolina to get in there, get hands on the football, as that was Jeff Okudah, the number 2 corner, making sure that that pass was not completed for a 1st down. So just like that, Toronto 3 and out once again. Carolina's defense continuing to keep them just close enough, as a really good punt here by Matt Hack getting in to, I believe, the 10-yard line, as McCaffrey makes one person miss, but goes down after a gain of about 5. As you see here, this front 4 really, has just been causing problems for this Carolina team from the jump here. I think they already have three or 4 sacks as a unit. So now it is 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line. As you have Teddy Bridgewater under center, it's going to be a handoff to McCaffrey as he gets upfield for about 4 there, setting up a 2nd and 6. And they're going to really need to rely on McCaffrey if they want to keep themselves in this game. And that's exactly who they go back to here, as he powers his way forward for a gain of 2 there. Not much room, though, for him. It's now 3rd and 4 here, as Bridgewater takes the snap, quick throw over the middle that is caught by the tight end, Gerald Everett, this time not going backwards. Learned from his mistakes on the last play. Continuing to move forward for a 1st down there, as Carolina gets a first down and what feels like quite a bit here, as Darius Slay, the veteran, coming up to make the tackle. And so far, I've been pretty impressed with what this defense has been able to do with Christian McCaffrey. But people can't forget, McCaffrey is very good out of the backfield as well. So if they end up utilizing him in that way, it may become a problem. I thought that was a catch, as that was almost caught by the receiver on the outside. So now it is instead 2nd and 10 here at the 27. Bridgewater's going to hand off. Trying to bounce this outside is McCaffrey, cutting it upfield. Gain of 5 on that one, setting up a much more manageable 3rd and 5 now at the 32-yard line. In the gun is Bridgewater, as he takes this snap under pressure, but intended for the backup running back, and that might be the deciding factor on that drive. The fact that McCaffrey came out of the game here, and all of a sudden it was Kenyon Drake there who just didn't realize the ball was coming at him, as he gets hit in the head with the football, and just like that, it is a turnover on downs, or excuse me, a punt here for Carolina. So now Toronto gets another opportunity here, a booming punt, as this goes into the end zone for a touchback. Big punt there by Carolina. So now Toronto still with a 12-0 lead here, with just inside 2.5 to go in this first half. as you have Nickerson under center here to start this drive, putting a man in motion from left to right. And it's going to be a quick throw here over the middle that is caught by Travis Kelce. Gain of 4 yards there. Good start to this drive, as that might be Travis Kelce's first catch of the day, actually. As it looks like they are content with just letting this one get to the 2-minute warning here. Give them a little bit of time to discuss what they're going to do on this drive.
Here we go. Set. 10-2's on. I got you.
So coming up at halftime, we're going to take a look around the league, see what has happened here, as this is a 4 o'clock game. We'll get some updates on some of the 1 o'clock games and see how the first set of games went, as you have Nickerson here on second down with a completion once again to Travis Kelce, this time going for a first down up to the 35. And they're trying to hurry things up with 1:35 to go. Nickerson takes the snap and pressure off the edge, but is able to complete the pass. That is LaMarcus Holloway getting downfield, and what a play there. He even gets out of bounds as Nickerson, with pressure in his face, lets that ball off accurately and gets it to his intended target. LaMarcus Holloway, the rookie, and showing off his speed, getting upfield and even getting out of bounds. What a play by the rookie, what could end up being a rookie sensation here if he continues to get plays like that for this Toronto offense. And now this Toronto team is in plus territory with just under 1.5 to go. Great opportunity to get some points here before halftime. And a quick throw here to Travis Kelce again, breaking one tackle, but going down at the 39. Gain of about 7 there. So now 2nd and 3, just over a minute to go. Nickerson takes this snap, quick throw outside. This is caught once again and going down at the 32 as Toronto takes their first time out here, as they have 2 more to go with about 58 seconds. And they're at the 32-yard line, already in field goal range here, as Nickerson's going to take this snap, throw over the middle that is batted down, as I believe that was Shaq Thompson getting his hands on the football. So now 2nd and 10 at the 32-yard line. 55 seconds to go in this first half. A quick throw outside that is caught. Breaking a tackle is CeeDee Lamb, as that is close to a first down. We'll have to see where they mark that at. And they are marking it just short, 3rd and inches here with 49 seconds to go. Coming off the second timeout here, Nickerson takes the snap, quick throw over the middle that is caught at the 16-yard line as CeeDee Lamb converts that 3rd down on his 4th reception on the day. So now 37 seconds and counting here, as we'll have to see if they decide to hurry things up or not. They do have enough time to take things a little slower if they want to. So 28 seconds and counting here. Nickerson in the gun, taking this snap. Has some time, throws outside, complete, getting inside the 10, at the 10, excuse me. And they go ahead and elect to take a timeout there with 15 seconds to go. We'll have to see if they take a shot at the end zone. That's what they're looking like they're going to be doing. At the 10-yard line, 15 seconds to go, no timeouts, 2nd and 4. Nickerson takes the snap, has some time, but dumps it off over the middle. What a bad call there if they don't. Oh, man, unfortunate. Nickerson should have known better there, as I think that he thought there was a little bit more time on the clock. If he had an extra second or two, he might have been able to get one more snap off. But unfortunately, a great drive does not end up in points before halftime. So now here at halftime, let's take a look around the league, see what has happened here. We're going to travel down to Houston, where Indianapolis has come to town and taken care of business. Cam Newton and this Colts offense, new quarterback Cam Newton, figures out how to get their first win as they terrorize Deshaun Watson. And now out in San Francisco, you have Seattle coming to town as they are up 14-0, as Jimmy Garoppolo and this offense cannot do anything right now for this 49ers team. And now down in the desert, you have Arizona playing host to Baker Mayfield and the Browns, as Baker is putting up on a clinic in the first half. One incompletion, 150 yards, and a 7-point lead for the Cleveland Browns there. And meanwhile, in our game, the score is 12-0 at halftime, and that is where we're going to open up the third quarter at, as the Carolina Panthers will be receiving this kickoff, and it's going to be a touchback, leading this offense back out onto the football field here in the second half is Teddy Bridgewater. And we will have to see if this Carolina offense made some adjustments at halftime or if it's just going to be some more of the same here. So now 1st and 10, Bridgewater, quick throw, and that is going to be complete for a first down. That is Gerald Everett. And if they continue to do that, those quick throws where they get the ball out of Teddy Bridgewater's hands quickly, so that way they can try and minimize this pass rush up front from the Toronto defense, that is how they are going to be able to succeed in this second half. And hopefully they are unable to make those changes and that Toronto has something in store for them, but we will see here. 1st and 10 at the 40. Empty backfield for Bridgewater. Another quick throw underneath. Another catch by Gerald Everett. Gain of 7 yards on that one. It's now 2nd and 3 at the 47, as it's going to be handoff to McCaffrey, who is getting shoved down not in the backfield, but a gain of about 1 there, as he gets kind of caught up on his offensive lineman. So now 3rd and 2, quick throw outside that is caught, and a nice juke move to get the first down. Marshawn Lattimore missing Robbie Anderson on the outside and gives him just enough yardage for the first down. As you see there, a chance for Lattimore to get him in the backfield, but Robbie Anderson shifty enough to just make him miss. And that also gets him just into plus territory at the 49-yard line. Now Bridgewater fakes to the running back and throws to McCaffrey out of the backfield, and that might be unnecessary roughness. Late hit there on McCaffrey as Micah Parsons just hits him as he goes out of bounds, and they're going to call that as a late hit. 15-yard penalty on this Toronto defense, as McCaffrey happy about that one. So now 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line here. Bridgewater again under center. It's going to be a pitch outside as McCaffrey makes one man miss, but unable to do much more after that as he gets caught from behind. You don't hear that very much, McCaffrey getting caught from behind. So now 2nd and 10 at the 34-yard line. And another handoff. This time it is Kenyon Drake going up the gut for a gain of 5. It's now 3rd and 5 here. Empty backfield at the 29-yard line. Bridgewater in the gun here. He's going to take this snap, throw outside. That is incomplete. Contested catch there. Nice play by Richie Branch on the outside, as that was intended for Kenyon Drake. Again, that is 2 drops now for Kenyon Drake, as he was hit in the hands that time, but it was a little bit more of a contested catch this time as Branch tried to get his hands in there. Good defensive play by Branch. So now, field goal attempt here, and it is good by Carolina with their first points on the board coming off of a Brandon McManus kick. So now the score is 12-3 here in Toronto, a 9-point lead for your Huskies. Still have a 2-score lead here. And it's going to be a kickoff. And the first opportunity here to see this Toronto offense is a nice return up past the 30 to the 32 by Travis Etienne. And we'll have to see if this Toronto offense has figured a few things out at halftime as well. They have had a solid day so far, but the last couple drives kind of stalled out. They had a good drive going before halftime, but unable to get points off of it. So Nickerson, fake outside, and it's going to be a handoff up the gut. Gain of about a yard there by Travis Etienne. So now 2nd and 9 here. Nickerson's going to fake to the running back. Under pressure already. Quick pressure there by Sheldon Rankins, who just gets right up the gut there and just beats his man one-on-one. And as you see there, just unable to get any sort of semblance of a block on Sheldon Rankins on that one. It almost felt like he came unblocked through that offensive line. So now 3rd and 14 here. Nickerson with some pressure. And going down, and a fumble there as it's picked up and is getting returned by an offensive lineman. Brian Burns with the sack. Carolina now has 4 sacks themselves. So some pressure right now on this Toronto offense. As you see, Nickerson tries to escape and runs right into Brian Burns. So now Matt Hawk setting up for a punt here. Gonna need a big one, and that's exactly what they get, all the way inside the 15. And nice moves there by Christian McCaffrey, making 2 men miss, getting out to the 27-yard line. So now Carolina has an opportunity to cut back into this lead and make it a 1-score game. So they got a bunch set to the right-hand side here, does Carolina. Bridgewater's going to take the snap, throw outside, and that is caught, going up for a 1st down, gain of about 11 yards there. As that was Gerald Everett with, I believe, his 5th catch on the day. So now this time it's going to be a fake to McCaffrey, and deep over the middle, that is caught. Gerald Everett again, as he is starting to really carve up this defense. His 6th catch on the day. He's been extremely involved coming out of halftime, as they may have found Toronto's weakness here being the tight end position. So now 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line. Under center is Bridgewater, as he's going to elect to, wow. I thought he was going to have a quick throw there, but instead he holds on to the ball, and Floyd Ellis comes through with a sack. His 1st sack on the day, as he gets a big loss here, pushing them out of field goal range. And that's going to be a sack at the 45-yard line. As you see, Bridgewater just looked confused in the backfield there, unsure what to do, allowing for Floyd Ellis, the big man, getting through for a sack. It's now 2nd and 17 here, as Bridgewater's going to take this snap and dump off to McCaffrey, who is trying to get some yardage up the middle, gain of about 4 there. So that's going to set up a 3rd and 13 here. They're going to need some yardage to get a field goal attempt off, as it's going to be a throw over the middle and incomplete. Contested catch there, as I'm not quite sure who that was on the defense that got his hands in there, as it appears to be Richie Branch, I believe, once again. Or no, that was Earl Thomas, my bad. The veteran, Earl Thomas, making sure that the intended target is unable to come up with that one. And because of that play, Carolina is setting up for a punt here, as this is a pretty good one going out of bounds at the 7-yard line, pinning Toronto deep. But that was a big play there on 3rd down, because that forced Carolina to punt the ball rather than getting an attempt at a field goal here to make it a 1-score game. So as you see, Nickerson coming back out onto the football field, kind of slowing down here in the 2nd half. So they need to figure something out here, as it's going to be a fake to the running back, as Nickerson under pressure throws over the middle, and that is dangerous, almost intercepted, as he was on the run and kind of throws slightly against his body there, or across his body, I should say. So now 2nd and 10, putting a man in motion here as Nickerson, quick throw over the middle that is knocked down again. 2 straight passes that the defense has gotten their hands on. So now it is 3rd and 10 at the 7-yard line. Nickerson, pressure coming off the edge, and that is going to be caught, though, by CeeDee Lamb for a nice first down there. His 5th catch on the day, and what a great blitz pickup there on the right-hand side by this offensive line and the running back there. Great pickup. Otherwise, I think Nickerson would have been going down for a sack. But they provided just enough time for him to find his open target there and get a first down. It's now 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. And it's going to be handoff here, but nowhere to go. A couple people in the backfield as Travis Etienne goes backwards there. As Brian Burns gets the tackle for a loss. As you see, there was just nowhere for Etienne to go. A man on each side of him in the backfield. So now 2nd and 12 now. Under center is Nickerson. And it's going to be a handoff again, and a nice spin move there, and powering his way forward is Etienne, getting up to the 30. Gain of about 8 yards on that one, so now 3rd and 4 here. Nickerson, empty backfield, quick throw over the middle that is caught, as I believe that is Jerry Jeudy with the reception and a first down, his 2nd catch on the day. As Judy's been a little bit quieter in this one than he was in week 1. As in week 1, he seemed to be Mr. First Down, as every catch he had practically went for a first down. So now 1st and 10 here at the 41. Getting a pretty good drive going is Toronto. A handoff here, bouncing it outside, getting down the sideline. That's Travis Etienne showing the wheels off and getting pushed out at the 3. Etienne with a huge run. We've been waiting to see his speed shown off here in this offense. The first opportunity for him to do it this season, and it was a big one, almost getting all the way to the end zone. Getting pushed out at the 3-yard line. A gain of about almost 60 yards there. I believe it was 55 or so. What a play there, though. Best run on the season by this Toronto offense. So now 1st and goal at the 3-yard line in I formation. And it's going to be a handoff to the fullback here, C.J. Ham, as he has nowhere to go. It's now 2nd and goal. As Nickerson's going to take this snap, move and throw outside and just throw that one away as he gets hit. So now 3rd and goal at the 4-yard line. It'd be disappointing if they don't get a touchdown out of this. As Nickerson on the move here, under pressure, and goes down. Man in his face, as that is Cameron Hayes again, I believe. His 2nd sack on the day. And that is going to lead to another field goal here by this Toronto team. Very unfortunate to have such a big run go to waste for this Huskies offense there, as the best run of the season, and they don't get more than a field goal out of it. As they're just going to let this one end the 3rd quarter. So they're going to start off the 4th quarter with a field goal attempt here. So pending this field goal attempt to start the 4th quarter, it will be 15-3 if it is good. A chip shot field goal here for Lambeau, as it is good. So Toronto maintains a 12-point lead here with that field goal. All right, Lambeau's going to kick this one off. Carolina's going to get a return here from about the 1 yard line out past the 20 to the 24.
Let's go, folks.
Bridgewater and company on that last drive seemed to get some things moving here, but stalled out right when they needed to get a couple more yards to find a field goal on the last drive here. And a quick throw here to start things off is incomplete on first down. So now it is 2nd and 10 as Bridgewater is going to take this one. Another quick throw. This time it is complete by McCaffrey out of the backfield and immediately tackled. Gain of 5 yards on that one. Setting up a 3rd and 5 here. As Bridgewater is going to quick throw outside again. Caught and falling forward, but not far enough as Robbie Anderson is going to be marked just short, leading to a 4th and 1 here. As Anderson, if he would have just turned that upfield, that would have been a first down, but instead falling down a yard short. Interesting decision here now by Carolina as they are going to elect to punt this one away. Just inside 10 minutes to go. It'll be a 3 and out for Carolina. And a big booming punt and just goes into the end zone for a touchback, thankfully for Toronto, as that would have been a pretty tough spot to be playing from. So now Toronto's offense comes out with an opportunity to really break this game open if they can find some points here. And it's going to start off with a handoff up the gut to LaMarcus Holloway. A gain of about 3 yards there. It's now 2nd and 7 as you have Nickerson under center. Another handoff up the gut and some more good yardage from Travis Etienne getting a first down there. As he is nearing 100 yards on the day there. And that would mark the first 100-yard rushing day of the season by this Toronto offense. As you have a quick throw over the middle, that is caught, actually. Gain of 7 yards there. I thought that was dropped, but a really tight window there by Nickerson to get that one into CeeDee Lamb, who was able to make the catch. As you see there, throwing right between 2 defenders. So now it is 2nd and 3 at the 39-yard line, just over 8 minutes to go in this game. It's going to be a fake to the running back here, and a throw deep down the middle that is incomplete, almost intercepted off the tip. So now it is 3rd and 3 here. Nickerson's going to be in the gun on this one. As you see some pressure off the edge, but able to dump it off to the running back for a first down. That is LaMarcus Holloway, continuing to make an impact as his 5th catch on the day, over 50 yards coming out of the backfield. And that's what you like to see from your pass-catching running back. As it seems right now that was a good decision for them to draft a pass-catching running back there in this past draft. It's now 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Putting a man in motion from right to left here, as it's going to be a quick throw over the middle that is caught. Jerry Jeudy with the reception, but a short one. Only a gain of about 3 yards on that one. It's now 2nd and 7. About 7 minutes to go in this game. It's going to be a fake to Travis Etienne. Thrown over the middle. That is caught. This time Jerry Jeudy gets much more, gaining about 21 on that catch and a first down. As you have Mr. First Down. And that is what we're going to probably be calling him all season if he continues to just get these first down completions. Or receptions, I should say. And just like that, they are in the red zone now. Good drive here from Toronto. taking some time off the clock and getting some good yardage, as it's going to be a handoff to ETN, who's trying to power his way forward, falling forward for a gain of about 4, and that gives ETN 100 yards on the day. And in I formation, ETN again spinning his way forward, gain of about 4.5, leading to a 3rd and 1 here. As Nickerson's going to throw this one, actually, going to the end zone, and that is caught for a touchdown. His second touchdown of the day is Jonnu Smith. As in week 1, it was 2 touchdowns for Travis Kelce, and this time in week 2, it's 2 touchdowns for Jonnu Smith. And that just proves how beneficial it is to have 2 solid tight ends on your roster. And just like that, this Huskies offense has broken through and really opened up this game. Pending the extra point, it'll be 22-3, an 18-point game. Excuse me, 19-point game. 19-point game here by Toronto. And this is a much more talented team, the Carolina Panthers, over the week 1 opponent of the Oakland Raiders. So the fact that we are dominating them right now really bodes well for this Toronto team, as the Panthers get a return out to the 22-yard line there. And that is where this Panthers offense gets set, and they're going to need to make some real quick scores here, as they need 3 touchdowns to keep them in this game. With only 5 minutes and 20 seconds to go in this one, it's going to be a tough ask for Teddy Bridgewater and this offense, as it's going to be Bridgewater throwing this one out of the backfield to McCaffrey as he gains a couple, falling out of bounds at the 24-yard line. So now empty backfield here on 2nd and 8. Bridgewater, quick throw over the middle that is caught. DJ Moore making a man miss, but not getting the first down, as he's tackled a yard short. 4.5 to go in this one. 3rd and 1. Quick throw here. This time it is going to be Gerald Everett with the reception, and it goes for 6 yards and a first down, as they are nearing 4 minutes to go here, and that is Everett's 7th catch on the day, really providing a bit of a spark to this Carolina offense in the second half, and really the only thing they've been able to do in this entire day. It's now 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. It's going to be a setup for a screen pass here, and unfortunately not a whole lot of yardage there for Christian McCaffrey. Gain of about 1. As McCaffrey comes out, they have Kenyon Drake now in the backfield. 2nd and 9. Bridgewater throws to him out of the backfield. Catch, and gaining about 6 yards there. Setting up a 3rd and 2 now. Drake still in the backfield here. And it's going to be a handoff to him as he gets a shoestring tackle, and it is a big one, as that prevents him from getting a first down, as I believe that might have been Floyd Ellis. Yes, Floyd Ellis with the shoestring tackle there. And that is going to set up a 4th and 2 here. The offense stays out for Carolina. And it's going to be a quick throw outside. That is incomplete. I thought it was caught by the intended target outside, but instead, great play by Jaquil Easter, the safety, coming down and making contact right as the ball gets there, and not allowing the Carolina receiver to make the easy catch there, as that is Robbie Anderson with the drop. Great play there defensively by Jaquil Easter, and a turnover on downs for the Carolina offense. Now just over 2 minutes to go. I expect a couple of first downs here to end this one for Toronto, as they're going to hand this one off to the power back, Tay Myers, as he gets 4 yards there on that carry, leading to the 2-minute warning. As you have a 19-point game here with 2 minutes to go. In I formation once again. And another handoff up the gut. That is ETN this time, gaining a couple. So now 3rd and 3. Can they get the first down and end this one? And that is exactly what they do here. Tay Myers getting another 4-yard carry. Good enough for a first down. And that is going to end things here in Toronto with a very dominating victory for your Toronto Huskies and a all-around solid game by both offense and defense and special teams. And this one, a 3-faceted attack here, leads to a good victory for Toronto. As they're going to go ahead and hand this one off once again, and this time ETN takes it. Forward for a gain of 6. And that should be the last play of the game. And so far in this young season, I am very, very impressed with this Huskies team as they seem to be putting everything together from the last couple of seasons and figuring it out both offensively and defensively in this young season. As you see here, they led in every single stat today. Passing yards, rushing yards, yards per play, no takeaway or no giveaways there by the offense, no turnovers at all in this game. Very clean game from both sides. As Toronto ends up winning in week number 2 here, 22-3. Big game by Travis Etienne, over 100 yards. Nickerson has over 250 in the air and a couple touchdowns. Solid day overall for both the offense and the defense. As we get some upgrades coming out of that game, including Trevor Nickerson with an upgrade here, as I'm going to just continue to upgrade his accuracies. Actually, I'll upgrade his improviser ability. Or maybe his scrambling even. I'd like to see him be able to break some more sacks. So we'll upgrade his scrambling ability here. That puts him up to a 75 overall. As he has some upgrades to short and medium accuracy and throw on the run. Those will all be very helpful. As you see here, according to this, he's the 33rd ranked quarterback. But he's been having himself a very good start to his 3rd season there. And you see Josh Jobe also gets an upgrade here. Just trying to make him a much more well-rounded corner. And Derek St. Louis getting an upgrade as well. And we are just going to make him a field general. And let's go ahead and advance this thing, see where we're sitting, as your Huskies are undefeated, 2-0 on the season. As you see here, it is a tie atop the AFC South, as the Titans are also 2-0. And overall, the AFC South has looked okay so far to start the season. Really, the Texans are the weak link here, which is surprising considering they have a solid quarterback there. But the Colts, with the change in QB from their Super Bowl winning season last year with Jordan Love, and they decide to go sign veteran Cam Newton to be their starter in the offseason, which is an interesting decision there, and one that I'm not sure is going to pay off, as they lost their Week 1 matchup, and they did win here in Week 2, but it was, again, not a super convincing win. And obviously, your Huskies really providing a great start to their season, going 2-0. Good way to begin the season. We're going to do this last upgrade here, which is Richie Branch, as he's going to get up to an 81 overall. And next time we come in, I will go ahead and have implemented these possible scouting, draft class. Not sure if we're going to do a randomized one or if I'm going to have one created for you guys. We will have to wait and see what I decide on that front. But until then, well, let's check out the re-signings for the season, as we're going to go ahead and show you guys who is up for contracts, as that first draft class in which we drafted Floyd Ellis, they are finally up for negotiation here, as he is the first guy on the board here outside of David DeCastro, and then those first few free agents that we picked up, including CeeDee Lamb, are also up for negotiations as well. So some interesting players here that we're going to be dealing with in terms of contract negotiations upcoming. But I think the most obvious one is Floyd Ellis, and that one we have to get him re-signed, as he has been a monster throughout the beginning of his career, and we're going to try and sign him to a big contract here, something like a five or 6 year deal. I want him to be around for the long run here, as we're going to give him a 6-year contract, pretty affordable here, considering he is one of the top defensive tackles in the NFL, in my personal opinion, as you're only paying him just under actually $10 million a year. We'll see if he accepts this. And it looks like he wants some more salary here. He does like the bonus, though, so that's good. So we'll have to keep monitoring that for the future there. And obviously our number 1 and number 2 now receivers will be, and number 3 actually, all 3 of our top receivers will be up for re-signing here at the end of this season. So very important stuff to monitor throughout this year. But next time we will be having our first divisional matchup here as we play the Houston Texans in week number 3. And it is going to be the 2-0 Huskies against the 0-2 Texans. But those divisional matchups are always close, heated battles here in the AFC South. So we will have to see if the Huskies can start off with another win here, going 3-0 next time. But until then, my name is TayVikes28. I thank you guys for watching. Have a great, wonderful rest of your day, and stay safe, everyone.